Hi, long time no see, and I'm really sorry. It's just we're in this temporary accommodation, and I'm in another friend's house at the moment, so I've got great internet. But where we are is it's really crappy. Nothing else I can say. It drops in and out all the time, so it makes it very difficult. Also, it's one room, and if my husband's on the phone, I can't film anything. If he's in the room, etc., etc. So I apologise, but am I'm in this other house, our friend's house, and they come home from overseas tomorrow. So this will be my last couple of recordings from here. But I wanted to, they've been so good to us. We've got champagne and wine and stuff. Leave them a book flowers. It's actually our friend's birthday. She arrives back tomorrow to her birthday as well. Bit of a shock coming back to Melbourne when it's been, I don't know, probably pretty good in the UK, I think. But anyway, I wanted to leave them with something to eat. So I've got milk, I've got bread, but I'm making meatballs in red pepper sauce. So we'll see how this goes with this. I'm not overly happy. Ooh, just got to check the volume here, sorry. Not overly happy with the screen location. It's just a different angle, but this will have to do for now. So meatballs in red pepper sauce. So I'm going to start, and it's asking me, I've got a few things in here anyway. All right. So I'm going to tear the scales. It's asking me for one brown onion cut into quarters. Well, that's a bit more than it says. Anyway, rindless bacon rashers, which I've got here, have not weighed. That's all right. Cut into pieces. That's 2 centimeter pieces. Okie doke. So I can actually click on that's done. That's done. Day old bread I'm not using. Parsley. Here we go. Parsley. Done. Parmesan cheese. Okay, that'll do. Means I get a little chunk to eat myself. All right, that's all done. Next, I'm going to chop that. 5 seconds. Speed 7. Now I can edit this if I want to, but I'm just going to do that at the moment. Whoop, here we go. All right, scrape down the bowl, the size of the bowl, which you would think you would need to do. There we are. Okay. So scrape all that down. Okie doke. Beef mince. I've got 500 grams here. That's going in. All right. Oops. Feeding the screen. Okay. Can you see that little line going across? I don't know why it doesn't do it all the time, but it does sometimes. All right. That's done. Dried Italian herbs. Well, I'm using some of their herbs, and we're just using a bit of oregano because to me that's very Italian. Leave them a little bit. All right. So that's in the ground paprika. Okay. That's in salt and pepper going in, bit of salt, bit of pepper. Bring it in. Next, 15 seconds, speed 7 to combine. I'm just going to scrape this little bit off the lid as well. Now, with the previous models, you could put the lid on at any angle as long as it was in front of the arms. With this, it needs to go on straight, otherwise you get yourself in a bit of a mess. All right, leave that to do that. Okie doke. Again, like the old models, well, the TM6, if you touch the screen, it stops. I'm just going to have a look and see. No, I thought that happened. I've just put the whole chunk in, so we haven't exactly mixed up too much. So I need to just push that down and I'm going to repeat the step, which is great because you can. All right, just need that all mixed up. Okay, so I'm going to put that on. And I don't know if you can see this, but down underneath here, it actually says repeat. So I'm going to do that. Repeat. Okay, that's looking better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip it out. All right, next. Transfer into a bowl and set aside. All right. So just give me another little stir. Knock it up. So I'm just going to tip it onto this plate. As with the previous models, you can just twiddle on the bottom of the blades and that will turn it out. So I've got a big pile of stuff here. No. And again, with this, you need to set it up. Okay, clean and dry mixing bowl. Not bothering with that. Olive oil. Okay. I'm not going to bother because, the meatballs are going to end up with the sauce anyway. Okay. So I'm on 0 here. I've got 20 grams of olive oil to go in. There we go. To take that home with me. Okie doke. Brown onion. So bits around here. So 1 brown onion cut into quarters. Okay, that's that. 1 garlic clove. I'm not putting sultanas in, just say C tips. So we can actually scroll down here. Should be able to scroll down. I think we should be able to see the tips at the end. Oh, interesting. Oh, can we? I know what. Oh, hang on. C tips. Interesting. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Anyway, and 1 ripe tomato, 100 grams cut into pieces. Okay, that's all good. Chop. Oops. Next. Okay. Oh, that's all mushed up. All looking good in there. All right. Chicken stock paste. So I have a bit of chicken stock paste in there. Scrape that in with the spatula. Okay. Whipped that up last night. Worcestershire sauce. So I'm going to guess a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Okie doke. Roasted red pepper strips. Now, what I actually did yesterday, I'm not sure I've quite got a, I'm going to do that, we'll do that. Tear. Here are my roasted red pepper strips, but I didn't buy them. I made them, and I'm going to show you how I did that in a minute. Yeah, we're a bit short, but anyway, that's okay. And 100 grams of water. Okie dokie. Next. All right. So I'm just going to scrape down the sides too. And I'm going to show you where I did those. Okay. This has got to cook 10 minutes at 120 degrees, speed 2. I love it. See, it shows that the lid's on. All I've got to do is press that. Right. So first of all, I'm going to show you the recipe I used to do the capsicum share. There we go. All right, so 200 grams of capsicum, and I promise you it was actually. It's obviously shrunk a bit, but this is using high heat. And literally you're just going to put everything, you just put the oil and the capsicum in there and start the high heat. It's in the guided cooking, so it's super easy. It says it's TM6 and TM7. All right, so that's just saved, cheaper than going out and buying them, and only took about 10 minutes, I think. And I just did that, easy peasy, just whilst I was we was just going along in the background. In fact, I've been cleaning this house as well, and I was cleaning whilst that was doing its thing. But the next thing we have to do is roll the mince. So I put the mince here, mince mixture, into balls. So I'm just going to give it another little squidgy thing here. All right. And remember, I haven't put any, so I would normally probably put some almond meal or something in there instead of the oh, end of a long week. And instead of the day old bread, but I'm just going to do them like this. And I'm showing you the varoma. The varoma is exciting. So the varoma is huge. It's 40% bigger than our previous varomas. That is the base. So I'm going to put some in there first. And you know what's funny with this? Sometimes I honestly, you can hardly hear it cooking at all. And sometimes I have to just go, is it really um, is it really cooking? Sometimes you just got to listen hard. All right. So, and another way you can do this is actually with an ice cream scoop, but I'm living between planning on doing this. So I'm just going to keep going with this whilst this is cooking. So what I have found with the varoma, because it is bigger and there's bigger surface areas and lots of holes, that I'm finding it's actually, it is definitely cooking more efficiently than the old one. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've got 8 in the bottom there. There they are, just space them out again. All right. And then here's my tray. Look at all the holes in that. It sits on top here. I'll show you when I've finished. And I will just make these. It says about 20, but it doesn't really matter. It's actually a super quick dish. If you make the capsicum the day before, then really cooking, I think it's like 10 and 12 minutes of cooking time and it's done. And that's an interesting thing, actually. I wonder if this is a TM7 only recipe. No, it wasn't. It was TM6 and TM7, but I reckon this will cook quicker in the TM7 because of the varoma, which I am actually very in love with. So one of the dishes that we make, well, a favorite dish of ours, I don't make it all the time, but it is a favorite dish, and that is the easy chicken satay. And I made that the other day, and sometimes I've had to extend the cooking time. Didn't have to do that at all with this varoma, because all your veggies and things cook in the varoma. It was really good. All right, I'm just going to give my hands a quick little wash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we'll have fight over one. I'll show you what that looks like. Find something to dry my hands on. So here we are. Oh, it smells really good, I'll tell you. And here, that's the top of the varoma. So I've got 11, 11 on there and 6 underneath. So I've got 17. It said 20, but you know, it depends on the size, whatever you want there. So so that is, hands are still not great anyway. All right, so I'm going to go back into Cookie Dough and just show you a couple more meatball recipes. There's some really good ones in there. So I'm going to share my screen, share, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go explore. Oh, that's weird. Said my name was Helen, which it definitely isn't. Meatballs, meatballs. All right, so lots of different meatballs. Uh, let's scroll down. Steamed meatballs, chicken meatball soup. But these are chicken meatball. Oh, ginger chicken meatballs in scallion broth. That sounds really good. There are a couple I wanted to actually point out. Those are really, really lovely in the oven. The meatballs and chili cheese potatoes. So you make up a chili cheese mixture, goes over the potatoes. You make the meatballs. It's a really yummy dinner. This is also sensational. Chicken meatballs with coconut rice. A really lovely dinner. Whoops, here we go. Let's have a look. 35 minutes, you see. How good's that? Total 35 minutes. 14 minutes cooking in the room. Oh, and you do actually, that's some of the veggies, but you uh, do the meatballs in a pan, but that is really yummy. Yeah. And meatballs with tomato sauce. So this is meatballs with a red pepper sauce, okay? But there is also one, meatballs in tomato sauce. And what I want you to look at is the time difference when you're looking at this. So this is 40 minutes because it's exactly like this. The sauce is cooking with the meatballs over the top. And this one is a slow cook. So you need, I'm pretty sure you need the blade cover peeler for this one. Yeah, we need the blade cover, all right? And then you're going to make the meatballs, but they're going to cook really slowly. So we're going to cook the onions at high heat, insert the blade cover, and then slow cook the meatballs over that prolonged period of time. So just always be mindful if it says in as opposed to with. I haven't made the Swedish meatballs in gravy, but that does make me think of IKEA. So maybe that's not that I've ever had them there. This soup is to die for, absolutely delicious. A couple of years ago, and probably 3 years ago now, my husband went to visit our son in America, and I ate that really happily for dinner 7 days in a row. Absolutely loved it. Really, really good. Haven't made that one with the creamy. So anyway, there's plenty in here to try, is what I'm trying to say, I suppose. Beef meatballs. Oh, I've made that one too. That was really good. Well, that sounds really good. I might actually chuck that into my week. When will I do it? When will I be home? Put that one there. Okie doke. And the thing with that is I can actually prep some of the ingredients, I'm sure, beforehand. But that looks really good. Smoky tomato and eggplant sauce, that's what's in it. Zucchini, spring onion, garlic, coriander, mint, chicken mince, egg, chili powder, ground cumin, and the eggplant sauce, brown onion, garlic, smoked paprika, canned tomatoes, oregano, tomato paste, vegetable stock paste, and 1 eggplant. Yeah. Oh, risoni. May not do the risoni. Can I get away without the risoni? Remove the varoma. Add sugar to the mixing bowl. Insert simmering basket. Weigh risoni in. Okay, so I don't have to cook the risoni just because I know risoni's actually got gluten in it, which I choose not to eat. So what I would do is that I would put that back on without the risoni and just keep an eye on the meatballs. But that looks that looks really good. Meatballs in white wine with mushroom sauce. That also sounds really nice too. Greek style meatballs with warm veg salad. I've had that. That's really nice. So there's so many alternatives. Sticky plum sauce. Mardi Gras meatballs. Swedish meatballs. So we're going to get some repeats because vegan spaghetti and meatballs. What is in their meatballs? Okay. Those meatballs. Ingredients: vegan parmesan, yeah. Meatballs, lentils, flax seeds, mushrooms, panko breadcrumbs, and a few herbs. So this is an American recipe. You can see it's in ounces, but it will come up on the screen of your Thermomix in ounces. Anyway, we're about to come back to the next part of this dish. So, but I wanted to show you there are so many recipes up there. I love just browsing and sharing with you guys and finding new things. All right, so now that's finished. So now it's asking me to put the varoma on top. So with the TM7, it's got a different type of MC. It's not an MC because you can't actually, it's just see-through. All right, it's just a cap. I don't know if you can you see how, you just see the reflection on there? It's gone red. All right, so my varoma is now going to sit on top. Like so. Here's my lid. Still at my bag. It's the bag, the lid. So it is a rectangular shape. It's so much better. All right, secure the varoma lid and then steam for 12 minutes. I don't know if you can, I don't know how well you can see this bit here. Let me see if I can hold this up at a slightly better angle. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. You should be able to see that there. 12 minutes. It's got the picture of the little varoma there. It says speed 4 and it's got a little steam, like it looks like a rain cloud actually, but that is steam. And prolong the time if necessary until the meatballs are cooked. All right. So I'm going to just scroll down because we don't need to hang around for 12 minutes, is remove varoma, transform meatballs transfer meatballs and sauce into a thermal serving bowl, and then you can serve it with other things. All right, so I'm going to get this going. Off it goes. All right, and I will take a photo and share it with you when it's all finished.